Welcome to Nothing But Feedback, where we showcase local musicians. I'm Amanda Melly, and we have Tom Shields here, who actually spent his formative years in Monson.
Good old Monson.
Good old Monson. How are you?
Very good. Very good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking me down.
Thank you for coming. So you're a musician. Do you mind if I ask what you're currently working on?
Well, actually, it was pretty nice today to come down here. I was actually expecting to work on older music, so you got to see a couple of them, anyways.
Yeah, I did,
But,
and I loved them.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm actually writing again. I took a few years break, or whatever you want to call it. A little under the weather for a while.
Hiatus.
But I'm back now, which is very good. And,
You're writing upbeat stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know. Life's too short. Again, when you write, people tend to be, kind of very introspective when you write. When you're having a good time, you're like out there loving it up, and you're dancing up, and you have a good time. You're like, hey, wait a minute, I'm gonna write a song.
Yeah.
No, it's not usually what happens. But I don't know. I think basically, I'm getting older now, and I look at life very differently, and it's really good. It's really good.
Well, it's sounding
Life
good.
is a good thing.
It's sounding good. I did want to just kind of, you did When You're Dead.
Yeah. Sounds very positive,
so
doesn't it?
So positive, but we're going to go into that one. And we're going, we get to take a look at you performing that. And so can you tell me about it? So that's your original.
Yeah, that's one of the new songs. I guess it's the typical old spiritual battle for a lot of us people in this day and age, in the modern era. I was raised Catholic, of course, and I think a lot of people either weren't raised religious at all, or a lot of us are raised Catholic. And when you start to find your own spirituality in life, that can hold on to you for a lot. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Catholicism has some great things and their aspects, and plus the history is amazing. But I'm finding that work energy these days, guilt and shame is a very low-level energy. So basically, the song is, I try to be a little bit more of a funny version of the battle between what religion says and where I'm at now.
Wow.
It's not just that. It's also religion. I kind of talk about science, what they say about the afterlife or spirituality and stuff like that. And a little quick package of the song.
So you're
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Philosophizing.
You can't get that out of me. Philosophizing all the time.
Right, philosophizing. No, that's phenomenal, and that is a huge subject, an area to tackle.
Yeah.
And then, but I like.
Yeah, I tried to make a little tongue in cheek, and I like to make it light. But at the same time, when I write stuff, I definitely feel I want to say something. And plus, I think a lot of us have something to say, and I get a lot on my mind. So
yeah, I mean, it's not like
that's the joy of writing,
It's going to encompass all of you. It's there's your aspect in that. That's so okay. We're actually going to take a look at Tom doing When You're Dead.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for inviting me down here. I very much appreciate it. My name is Tom Shields, and this song is a new song called When You're Dead, because I'm a cheery kind of fellow. To a long vacation, some peace and quiet between lives. Already got my validation, and now a word to the wise. Don't be afraid, everything must die. Don't need to kick or scream or cry. Strap that halo right on over your head and lift your voice up high when you're dead. Don't care much what religions tell. I have quite enough of that. Tally up and listen through the fear of hell. Drop your tithe into the hat. Better cross your T's and dot your I's. Fear really makes the greatest of drives. It's best to ruminate on your sins instead, 'cause your good deeds won't get you by when you're dead. just say you only got one life, believe in only what you can see. Better make a name before you die, for your immortality. Better work hard, never stop till you drop, or someone else is gonna beat you to the top. Build your merit by stepping on heads, cause there sure ain't no rewards when you're dead. Bomb. 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 Better out there than to live in fear. Be discerning of what you hear. Just don't let your dreams turn out to be nightmares instead. So when you're dead, when you're dead, when you're dead, when you're dead, I'm done with my dark, dark night of soul. I found my way to rise above, never to manipulate or be controlled. I just live my light and light and love. I won't be afraid, everything must die. I ain't gonna kick or scream nor cry. I strap that halo on over my head and lift my voice up high. When I'm dead, when I'm dead, I won't be afraid, everything must die. I ain't gonna kick or scream nor cry. I strap that halo on over my head and lift my voice up high. When I'm dead, when I'm dead, when I'm dead, when I'm dead, when I'm dead.
So I'm gonna ask you, chocolate or vanilla?
Ooh.
This
That
is a
what-
really deep question.
That's almost on par of spirituality. It's like one of those questions that are really, really difficult, you know. But I have to go with chocolate.
Chocolate,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Interesting.
Because I love peanut butter, and peanut butter and chocolate go really well together.
That's a really good answer. Oh my goodness, I go with chocolate too. I go with chocolate. So
Can't beat chocolate.
you can't be chocolate. And before we get into your next song, I kind of wanted to ask some more deep questions because that one was so deep. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
It's if you could give some personal advice to a musician just starting out, what would it be?
Well, first and foremost is to believe in yourself, no matter what. That is usually the hardest things that most people starting out in music, and actually it's still a hard thing for people like us that I've been playing for a while. You were always second guessing yourself, and the thing to do is to stop second guessing yourself. Basically, that's the most important thing, to believe in yourself and practice, practice, practice.
That's awesome. That is, yeah, believe in yourself. It's true.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than, you know, it's easier said
It
than
is,
done, I guess.
it is
the way
easier
to
said
say
than
it.
done. No, absolutely.
Because
So.
it's like anything else in life. It goes up and it goes down. You'll find yourself, you'll be writing and playing. You'll be like, I'm doing really great. I'm doing fantastic. And then the thing is, once you get better, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I suck. I sound horrible. And you have these crests
true.
up and down, and you got to realize that happens, and you have to keep going right through them.
Wow. Yeah. So, okay, let's jump over to Monson. So you spent some years in Monson.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you were
I
growing
grew
up in Monson.
I feel very fortunate. I have a lovely family, and I grew up in a wonderful place. I might not have thought that when I was growing up.
Of course
I was
not.
like, oh my God, this place is boring. I hate it. But I'll tell you right now, you know, you live in Monson, you live in these towns in this area, you're very fortunate. There's some pretty rough places out in the world, and Monson is a wonderful place to grow up.
Yeah.
It really is.
I agree. Do you have any very special, like, do you have any fond memories of Monson?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I spent most of my time outdoors growing up. I grew up in an area where South Monson and Cat Rock, if anybody's familiar with Cat Rock.
No.
Oh yeah, Cat Rock. Cat Rock, and it's right next to the hill climb, the Quabog Hill.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was like my little kingdom as a child. I would basically, there was Cat Rock, you've never seen it, it's this big rock face. There's a wedge you can go up to get to the top. And a little ways over to the, to the south is the hill climb.
Yeah.
So I used to like make little down in my father's workshop, I'd make like spears and shields and toys. And when I was a kid, I'd go up there and I'd tack the, I'd tack the hill climb, storm the walls. But yeah, oh my God, Conant Brook Dam. There's so many, again, wonderful places in Monson. It's really
That's
nice.
awesome.
And I got tons of great memories, and I met a lot of great people growing up.
I don't think I've met somebody I didn't like from Monson specifically. Palmer on the other, no, I'm just joking. I'm just teasing. But so your second song is an original that you, I believe, just wrote, and
I did some new ones this
I love
time
it.
around.
You
I was
did, but
surprised.
what you thought was love, you killed.
You like that
the
one?
lyrics.
You know,
oh my
I'm
God.
getting good reception on that one. I just started playing, just wrote it, so I just started
Yeah.
playing it out, and it's really cool. We had some good reception on it.
Yeah. So what kind of inspired it? I mean, I know it's self-explanatory, but before we watch you do it again, and before the audience gets to see you, what's it about?
Well, again, I think I mentioned it when, to you before. Basically, I know when I was starting to write new songs again, I realized that love had been my muse for a long time. I was like, 80% of my songs are about love, and I'm like, I think it was, I remember back reading something about the Beatles and Bob Dylan telling me, you guys are great, but why don't you start writing about something? Not put myself in that level, but I'm just saying that, it exactly was that. I'm like, love is great, we all can relate with it, but at the same time, it was like, okay, enough. It's like there's so many other things to talk about, and I think this song basically was like my way in my mind, at least for now, to be like, okay, shelf that idea of writing love songs, and this was a song to shelve it with,
Wow.
Basically, it comes down to when you're chasing love, and I think a lot of people, especially when you're young, people can get tied up into relationships, and nowadays, unfortunately, people go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and it can get ugly. But when it comes down to it, the song comes down to basically say, you're searching for yourself. You got to love yourself before somebody else can love you, and you can love somebody else. You got to have self-love.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I know that you haven't performed it yet, but the lyrics that I had grabbed, and I hope you don't mind, I'm going to reiterate some of them that just grabbed me. You were really searching for yourself was one of them, even though you just said that. But then also you're passing your precious time.
Yeah.
And so, God, it was just so
when you could be
striking
experiencing life the way it is and finding yourself,
And more
you're chasing
free.
something that is really a shadow, whereas
True.
something, it's like more of a shadow instead of a reflection. I think if there was a line, one of the lines in the song was what you thought was love, and it goes, while in the mirror all that time, you should have directed your care and attention, because you're putting your love out all the time, and that's a wonderful thing. Love is a wonderful thing.
Oh, of
we should be
course.
living love everywhere, but again, I think, unfortunately, at this later time in my life, I finally fully realized that you need to love yourself. You need to be whole. You need to love yourself. You need to feel good with yourself, and then you can start to give, in the world.
truly.
And it's difficult to give if you're not a full person, a whole person.
How can it be so sincere or genuine if you're doing it to satisfy to you really?
Chasing
essentially.
your own
You're chasing
tail.
your own right. I'm obsessed with that song. Sorry, you have no idea, and
Thank
now
you.
you do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we're gonna have a look at Tom doing his one of his new originals. What you thought was love.
What you thought was love. Now what you thought was love. Now what you thought was love. Now what you thought was love. What you thought was love was really a passing your precious time. What you thought was love was really an act of your self-crime. What you thought was love felt so good at its start, but all that it really became was so many scars upon your poor heart. So you thought you were flying, thought that this must be bliss. You didn't know this that wax melting, you poor fool licorice. Now you lick those wounds. It was a hard, hard lesson you have learned. They say you play with matches, boy, you get burned. What you thought was love, yeah, what you thought was love. Now what you thought was love, now what you thought was love. What you thought was love stuck you upon the dark dusty shelf. What you thought was love was really a searching for yourself. What you thought was love was a desperate attempt at some connection, while in that mirror all the time you should have directed your care and attention. So you thought you were flying, thought that this must be bliss. You didn't notice that wax smelling, you poor fool licorice. And now you've licked those wounds. It was a hard, hard lesson you had learned. Some mistakes you claim, boy, you got what you earned. Now what you thought was love, now what you thought was love, now what you thought was love, now what you thought was love. There is no love without loving yourself first. There ain't no cause without betting yourself some intent. No, there is no purpose without building yourself self-worth. No, there can be no true love when all truths are hidden. Get out of your home, get out of your home. Get out of your home, we are flesh and bone. Get out of your homes, get out of your home.
pick in the beginning.
So, the daunting question of who are your favorite musicians and bands?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's so many, and they change, they change along the way. But believe it or not, actually, the Moody Blues are one of my absolute favorites. The Moody Blues from like 67 to 72
Yeah.
is just incredible.
Wow.
You know, I was definitely raised, Police was one of my first favorite bands. I used to like Pink Floyd and all the psychedelia and stuff, but of course Radiohead's is a big favorite.
Oh.
I mean, Peter Gabriel, there's a lot of different bands. I don't know if any of it's in my music at all. Actually, I'm very happy to say that a lot of my big influences in music were friends of mine that I grew up with.
Wow.
Yeah, people like Todd Jennison and Russ Chafee.
Yeah.
God bless him. And yeah, even Fred Dodge. There's idol friends, and they're very good. We used to go out and hang out in the fields and play and party. And of course, at the time, I was like a bass player, and these guys are playing guitar and singing, and I'm singing along with them. I was like, I want to do that. I really want to do that.
Wow.
Russ Chafee was an amazing, amazing singer-songwriter. Fortunately, he passed back a while back. I think it was 2000. But amazing. Yeah, I'm very happy to say a lot of my big influences were friends of mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great answer. Really.
Very inspiring. They all were, and I still love
were
them.
a bass player.
Oh yeah.
So is that what you started on? Like what?
I started on trumpet. Actually,
You started?
no,
What?
trombone.
Oh, okay,
I had
trombone.
to quit because my arm was too short. Because I was like 4th grade or something.
Yeah.
Then I picked up trumpet for years, and I
Wow.
played that through high school. I think I picked up a guitar, and then actually a friend of mine, Dooner, was actually playing bass in some friends' band. Another influence, Darius McFarlane, an old friend of mine, they had a band, and Jeff Zielinski and my friend Dooner was playing bass, and he like put it down. He's like, I'm done with this. So I was like, I picked it up. And that started a love affair with the bass guitar,
Wow.
which I still have, although I don't play it anywhere near as much as I should anymore. I'm pretty focused on the guitar and singing and my drums.
So your percussion that you pull out, you've got a whole array that you bring.
I always tell
It's
people
really exciting.
the guitar is my intellect, the bass is my rage, and the drums are like my transcendental.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
It's really great to be a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Because you can there's just so many different things you can do.
Wow.
And it gives so many different outlets to your feelings and emotions in life, and not to mention you can jam with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh my God. So, where did you get your shirt? Because I love your shirt.
My shirt. Oh, my shirt.
It's
I
like-
like this shirt too. You know, this is like what would you call this? This is like a frontier shirt.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
This
like
is
canvasy or something.
I'm in a. Ooh, no.
Where I got most all my clothes. The Goodwill and the Salvation Army.
That's awesome. No, I do the same thing.
But yeah, I thought it was proper for today. So,
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. It's fresh. It's
yeah,
very
$5,
earthy,
right?
natural. $5. Oh my God, yeah, it's just 10. And that was a little much, but you know. So nice bottle.
Yeah, I couldn't find my other water bottle, so I grabbed my 90 bottle.
Ryan, is this straight enough? Did he put it back good enough, Ryan? Oh, see this?
There you go.
Is it perfect? Okay, all right, good.
refreshing.
So you are going to do a cover. You're doing a House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah, I can't seem to put that one down. I really like that song.
I'm obsessed with
And
it.
and I, you know, if you've seen me play it before, when I do that song, I get real into it. And there was a time in my life where I resonated with that song, and it's just a good song. Period.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very popular song, but I think it's one of those many great songs that people cover, that lots of people cover, and it's great because everybody can do it their own way. You know?
It's true. I can't put that song down either.
Eric Burden and Animals. Woo.
She did good. I like. Well, here, let's see Tom do House of the Rising Sun.
This one, I guess, you know what? I think I will play one cover. You know, we'll see if we use it, but I do like doing this, and I think I might be warmed up. So I will do a cover, because I like kind of going into, there's original of mine, an old original, I like kind of like going into after this cover song. And I'm sure you guys will all be very familiar with this song. And it's kind of, you know, I can slop this into my own music in a way because it kind of tells a story, and I have some, I had a time in my life where this story works very well for me.
There is a house in New Orleans that they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. Now my mother was a tailor. She sewed my navy jeans, and my father was a gambling man way back down, yeah, back in New Orleans. Ha! Now the only thing that a gambling man needs is a suitcase and a gun. And the only time that he's satisfied is when he's on a drum. Got one foot on the platform. Now the other's on a train. I'm going way back down to New Orleans to wait at the ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans that they call, yeah, the rising sun, and it's been many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. Yes, and God, I know I am one. Yes, and God, I know I am one. Yes, and God, I know. that is forming a wave of spiritual release. You may be scared of drowning, but don't you know, yeah, you should be my friend. You need to go to the underworld to die, to come back living in light and again. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. I see the signs of anger and wrecks of tears. No rite of passage, our young red in fear. No says whispers the truth in our ears. No elder shows us a path, instead we search for years. The culture capital has stunted our growth. The areas of importance, love and soul. Fundamentalism is losing its mind. It's just a reaction to an endless spiritual life. Can't you feel the pull, the riptide now, trying to take your feet from beneath? Now can't you feel the wave that is forming, a wave of spiritual release? You may be scared of drowning now, but don't you know, yeah, you should be my friends. You need to go to the underworld to die, come back living in the light and yeah, again and again. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
All right, so awesome job with House of the Rising Sun.
Thanks. There's one thing I have,
ending.
at least one thing I have anyways, is passion. We'll see about
Oh
the rest
yeah,
of it.
you know what? You know what I love? You don't necessarily on this. You feel it. So when you're doing a song, when it stops, but when it doesn't stop, you don't stop it. Like some people just end it, and it's just like autopilot sometimes. And you were like, ah, 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 and I was
Yeah.
like, yes. And it really kind of just captured you even more than the song had captured you. You took that ending and you owned that moment.
Yeah, I don't remember when I started doing that. It was something that came somewhere along the way, probably one night just having a blast. And again, it's a song that lends itself to you
So
know,
much.
just busting yourself out on it,
Yeah.
and having fun. It's like I love doing that song at the end. You know,
Which I
people
love
are
it.
probably like, oh my God.
No, you know what? Yours sounds, again, totally different than, you know, somebody else. So, and that's what's really good about that song. But, okay. I have more questions here on my many papers.
It's good to have that.
Is your family musical at all?
Well, that's a good question, actually, because
Is it?
art runs in my family. My father was a painter, a visual artist. All my uncles were his brothers. More so visual art. My sister too, and I was the only musician in my family for the longest time. I remember when I was playing bass or playing trumpet back when I was a kid. I'd be up there, and of course, when you practice, you have to play the same thing over and over again.
Of course.
And my father would be like, "Is that all you play?" And I'm like, "I'm practicing, Dad. I'm practicing." You know, I didn't want to say what he actually said, but I'm really psyched.
Bleep, bleep.
Yeah,
Okay,
totally. Yeah, good old Dad.
Yeah.
But I'm really psyched to say that in the last time, I guess it's been a while now, like a decade, I have 2 sisters and a brother that have taken up with the Monson Quabog Highlanders, and they've been playing with them for like a decade now, and I'm really,
Wow.
so it's nice. My brother would have St. Patrick's parties, because Irish music, I grew up with Irish music, and it's a big influence too. And really nice because now there's more people in the family that play music. So I'll play guitar and sing. We'll get people singing, and then they get up and do their bagpipes. And so, but art in some way or other runs through the family. But I think I was the first one who was a musician, and like I said, now I'm really happy to have some more in the family.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like, was it school that got you started with music? Or what made you really just go for that? And
Schooled, but not schooled. I'm self-taught. Yeah, I mean, I started when I was really young in trumpet, like I told you earlier. But it's funny, when I got into high school, I learned I was a little lazy. Luckily, I found that I had a pretty good ear.
Yeah.
You know, so reading, I can kind of read music, but not really. Like, the stuff would come down in front of me, and I'd be like, okay. I'm like, what does this sound like? And then once I heard it once, boom, I could play it, and I could follow along. So I'm not really, a school musician, but as far as the rest of it goes, it's all self-taught.
That's awesome.
So it's more of an ear thing, which has its pros and cons, but
Certainly.
you got to play to your strengths. I always tell myself I figure I'll get better at reading and writing and all that stuff, and I got a little bit, but
Why?
it's basically.
If you got it, why?
Well, I
Unless
guess for
you need
recording
to.
it, writing it down, and stuff like that. I
Right.
mean, eventually, I am looking to get a band going again, which would be
Yeah.
really nice to layer the music and really open it up. Because as
Very nice.
much as I enjoy playing solo, it's all really meant to have some music behind it.
Right. You want the layers. You want to convey that.
Not that I necessarily have to write it, but just when I find the right people, I'm Tom Shields and Timber Barons, looking for the Timber Barons.
And don't settle. Don't settle. So, all right. I have one more question for you, and then we'll go into the next song. It's Sorry, I was going to ask you something really crazy, but I'm not.
Aw.
Say, do you prefer to pick your nose with your pointer finger, your pinky? No.
I have to think about that. How about my middle? I mean,
It was not inappropriate.
whichever one works.
Bleep. Okay. No, but sometimes this question, what are your fondest musical memories? Like,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Well, some of the, a lot of it in the recent years, I guess. There's a lot of them. I found that I just absolutely love to play. Back in the days with Sweet Wind, I had a band called Sweet Wind, and some really talented people in the band, and we used to have a blast. And we played a lot. And when I'm on stage, I have so much fun. I mean, I could be sick.
Yeah.
And just like a job, you get up and you go, and by the time I'm into the third or fourth song, the sickness is gone. It's just it's amazing how
I have witnessed
music
that.
will just bring you above. A friend of mine, which I haven't seen for a little bit, but Gary Phillips, for many years he's doing the Apple Jam. It was over in Bondsville, and those were some fantastic times, and I had some really great times at the Apple Jam, which had a lot of great local talent.
Wow.
I don't know, one in particular, I don't know. I mean, again, it's just something, obviously.
Everything with music is fun.
Yeah,
and amazing.
it's the reason why I do it, because, where other parts of it, you wonder why you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So your last song is, no, I'm sorry. You also did Riptide after
yes,
House of the
Riptide.
Rising Sun.
Yeah, I like going
so
into that.
I want to talk about can you talk about Riptide, and then we'll go into your last
Oh yeah,
one.
Riptide. Remember when I wrote that song? I had just reread and really got into Joseph Campbell again. Joseph Campbell, this guy had gone around and he had studied the cultures, the tribal cultures and the old cultures of all over the world. And what he basically came back with is realized that every culture from the way back to up to now had what he called the hero story. And it was about a person who has a call to action to leave home, and they leave home and they go out and they basically go through a threshold, and then they go into the underworld, even have either a literal death or a figurative death, and then eventually go through their trial and crisis and come back to the community with something to offer. And that song was I was very influenced at the time by Joseph Campbell. But I mean, the song is not completely about it. It has that idea. It's another one of my little spiritual ditties in a way. It's just about, it's about the life I think as humanity we could have and we should have. We're at a place now where the modern world is really insane. It's absolutely insane. We live in a madhouse. We live in a madhouse. That's all there is to it.
There's a little bit of it.
And I see people waking up left and right, and I see people out there doing really, really good things and working hard to bring about a new way of living. You know, a little bit of the old and then something that hasn't come yet. I guess that song kind of encapsulates all that kind of feeling and thought and feeling. Like the song, talks about the riptide. Can't you feel, you know, the riptide trying to take your feet from beneath? It's like I guess it's like a spiritual movement. Or some people may not feel it's spiritual, but the times are changing. You know, the times are changing, and I think they're going to change for the good. There might be some rough spots along the way, but I feel that that song was one of like a call for me to like find, okay, what is it I'm going to be doing in life? You know, because I felt like I had gone through the underworld and came back, you know, and now I'm ready to start my service, I guess you could say, or something.
Yeah.
And I think it's something a lot of people in the world are feeling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Riptide.
Riptide, yeah. Okay. I'm digesting. No, I take it in so much. I'm soaking it in and I'm digesting your words because they resonate. So,
Thanks.
You just grounded me again. It's phenomenal. And so then you are going to do Home. Can you please tell us about?
Again, I'm really surprised I did as many new ones. I was really figuring out how to rely on old,
just means you're going to come back in.
Songs.
And
yeah, I look forward to it.
You know,
I'm really happy you guys finally got me down here. I'm really so thankful for the opportunity. Home was basically, again, I guess I'm revolving around a couple ideas or frames of mind. Home is basically, the short version is that basically home is where you are. Home is what you have inside of you. You can be anywhere and be home, or you can be anywhere and not be home, or not be in a place that's good. I guess basically home comes down to be, again, you talk about centered, being in a centered place. Even at like the end of the song, I say, once you've gone through those revolving doorways and find that their right way is wrong, you may find on that lonesome old roadway you were home all along. And when I talk about that, I'm not saying the road so much as your road, your home, but that you were home all along.
You are
home.
Home.
Anywhere you are is home.
Yeah.
You know. Especially if you got it going.
Got it going. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, so this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it. You're a phenomenal songwriter.
No, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's fun. I do it, I think like most of us do it, we do it because we have to.
Yeah.
You know, I think we'd
pop. You have to follow your fire. Your heart you have to follow it.
It's therapy. You know, it's artistic types.
Yeah.
This is the therapy we choose, and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. This is the. It's so true. All right. So with that all said, which is so much, and I hope everybody kind of takes it all in, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I will see you. You. All right. Thank you so much for being on here. This was Tom Shields.
Everybody. Thank you.
And this is Home that he's closing out with.
It's a little sad, but it isn't really. A lot of my songs, they start off, they can sound a little sad or they can sound a little angry or something like that. But it's like what all of us go through, you know. Everybody has those moments in life. But and unfortunately, it seems like when you're an artist or a musician, it's those times that you write the most. Instead of, you know, when you're really happy and you're joyful, you're out being happy and joyful. When you're upset, you're home brooding about it, you know. But I don't know. These things have been happening to me lately that it's been very great and a new lace in life. And I've been writing some very positive stuff. But at the same time, even the things that I've written like that, there's always a return at the end to normalcy or to gloriousness or to spirit or something of that sort. You know, it can never end on a bad note, because I don't believe it does end on a bad note. So the song's called Home. place you always thought your home. Even you don't own one now, you can feel it in your bones. On the mountain, by the seaside, in the street, in the greenwood, and the glorious gift that your soul out is, it's everywhere you have stood. In this life, there's a certain guarantee that you be searching for, riding on the breeze. There may come a time when they've got you on your knees, but you just keep holding out for home, where the hearth is always warm. You see, in the northeastern states, when your life is stuck on a line, just wait for the season to change. It'll only be a matter of time. As for me, it's entered in my mind. Our truth has taken roots, gonna grow in a forever springtime amongst an everlasting bloom. In this life, there's a certain guarantee that you be searching for, riding on a breeze. You may find a time when they got you on your knees, but you just keep holding out for home, where the hearth is always warm. It's in the thousands of miles that you roam to find the place you really want to stay. It's in the millions of steps that you're taking now to lead you to where you are today. It's just your two own feet and those feelings in your heart that'll guide you on your way to a new dawning day where the sun is warm and bright and you feel like singing. Yeah, get back to the place you always thought your home. Even you don't own one now, you can feel it in your bones. Once you've gone through those revolving doorways and you find that the right way is wrong, you can find that there